the rebound, and they'll dribble it out. Michigan will improve to 22-7, 14-3. The Wolverines are outright Big Ten champions for the first time since 1986, and they do it by blowing out the Illini in their own barn. Michigan 84, Illinois 53.
I was 8 years old. Ira was 10. We had so many callers that I was -2. I was -6. I was in
the best call was the call from Jackson, though.
Yeah, the caller from Jackson. I was 60. It puts in real perspective just how long ago that was, but now it's here. Michigan, outright Big Ten regular season champ. Joining us to talk about that is the man that coached him to that feat, Michigan head basketball coach John Beilein. Coach B, good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Boy,
great to be on again.
You know what, Coach? You just don't sound like you just won the Big Ten regular season championship, man.
Yeah, I'm bad, aren't I? I just keep moving forward with everything. We just keep moving forward, and I'm really pleased. It was a lot of hard work, and there's so many people behind it. I mean, so many people behind it. I've heard from a lot of former players, and they're all part of it. Even the ones that were at different schools as well. Just part of developing a philosophy, and then this coaching staff and the people behind this coaching staff are incredible, and of course the players have just been terrific through the whole thing. Really focused.
Well, Coach, what I see is your players, and when it comes to that part of it, keeping the eyes focused ahead, kind of taking on your personality, because while they were certainly excited in the aftermath of achieving that goal, they too were like, okay, this is great, but we still have more work to do. They're taking on that personality that you have.
They have, yeah. As I said, I rain on too many parades when it comes to stuff like this. But I think it's the way where we want it, the way we want it. Certainly, we did love what happened last Saturday against Minnesota, because the crowd was there and they were in it, and I think people knew that we had a chance to get at least a tie for the Big Ten championship. So we celebrated a little bit there, but just outright, it was just different doing it on someone else's court. And there wasn't much drama down the end, so we just moved on, and now we have an Indiana game here Saturday, and that's going to be a difficult. Yogi Ferrell and Will Shee are just carrying that team right now to some really good wins through the year, and they got a bunch of young guys that know how to play, so we're going to have to play well.
All right. Well, you certainly played well on Tuesday against Illinois, Coach. Everything was clicking offensively. And what I noticed, though, I mean, you look at the stat sheet and you say, wow, Michigan shot well from three. But to me, that seemed to be a byproduct of something that you talk about on this show all the time. You talk about your team getting downhill, getting aggressive, going toward the rim, and that creating opportunities elsewhere. Of the threes in the first half, 5 of them I counted in the first half came off of action to the basket. So you had really great mix of offense inside the arc and outside the arc in that game.
Yeah, I think the difference I think with this team is that Karis LeVert gives you a second guy, a second and third guy really, because Nick can get in there as well, that can get into the lane. Glenn does it really well. Where I think that there was limited times that some of our other teams could have 3 or 4 guys get 2 feet in the paint. And then, they're looking to score, obviously. You don't go in there just looking to pass. But when you go in there and you attract a lot of people, now you get a walk-in 3. And a walk-in 3 is much different than a runaway 3. Mm-hmm. So it's important. We continue to work on that. Our staff does a great job with that. And just getting in there with balance. Derek Walton, 5 assists and no turnovers in that game. It was just a good all-around effort. But I'm really excited about our defense, particularly in the second half. With 23 points, our guys were in a stance. Man, they were doing a great job of talk. They're talking more than ever right now. And it's not that all of a sudden that they decide to talk. They see it. It's slowing down, so they can talk. Sometimes it's such a blur. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to say. So it's really been good.
Yeah, it's a really good sign. Another really good sign, you just mentioned Glenn saying that he could get in the lane. First basket, he attacks the rim, gets a layup. He of late really seems to have that pep, that bounce that he had at the start of the Big Ten season. Could you see a turning point for him? I know his dad talked about him getting a great deal of confidence down there at Purdue. Could you see a point where it started to turn back in this direction for him?
Well, I don't. I think it's part mental, but it's part physical right now. Where what we've been working on in practice with him, and once again, the staff does a great job of not getting arced and not settling for the in-between jump shot, and pushing through contact to get to the rim. Because once you get to the rim, with your speed and your athleticism, you can get either over, under, around somebody at the last minute. But the pull-up jump shot is one, you only have one recourse. So it's good to have the pull-up jump shot, but it's better if you can get to the rim. And so he's really been doing a good job with that.
We're talking to Michigan head basketball coach John Beilein here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTK.com. You talked about the improved defense all over the board for your team, but your bigs continue to be present there. You look at the job they did against Hammonds last week, and they certainly were effective. John Horford was really good in the paint in this last game. Kind of their continued presence for you is huge. And then that gets me to Jordan Morgan. Where is he physically right now? I know that he only played limited minutes. Where is he? Yeah. Where is he health wise?
Well, we had 10 straight days where we were playing. So even though we're on break, we could have taken a day off. We didn't have to take a day off. We said nobody near the gym, rehab only. But I think his rehab went well. We'll see how he practices today. But John Horford was absolutely terrific. That's the way these two have been. If both of them are playing well, we're really good. But it's been very few times that one of them has had either foul trouble or an injury or something going on that the other hasn't been able to step in there and do the job. And that was typical with what we saw this past Tuesday.
Well, Coach, you mentioned guys. A lot of times, some of the things that guys do, because it doesn't always show up on the stat, on the stat box, on the box score, it kind of gets overlooked. But boy, Spike has really been playing well for you, closing out games for you. I wonder, is that now a defined role for him, or is that something that you go to based on the situation in a particular game?
Probably game by game, but he has been a great closer for us just because, first of all, he's a great passer. He's a great inbounder late in the game. He knows, he sees things, he talks, he sees some things. He's a very good foul shooter. And if we need a play run, he's probably, because of a year experience, as good as anybody we have of running a play from the backcourt. So he's in there for those reasons. But how about the 2 turnovers he had in a row? He had 2 in a row. So now he's got like 6 in the Big Ten season. You don't think I let him have it on that?
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
In a row. And did you see how he reacted? So he's looking at me, and I'm like all over him. You're better than that, et cetera. So then they're in the zone, so he's 25 feet away, and he just says, "Here, take this, coach." Bang, from the top of the key. So he shut me up with a nice 30-foot jump shot.
Well, there was a moment late in the game. I think you guys were up 30, and the camera kind of panned to you. It was kind of like the look on your face was kind of like, well, wow, what do I coach here? We're up 30.
No, I didn't. It was those games, with the shot clock. And the 3-point shot, and you're away. Those games don't seem to. That's the second half is longer than people would think. While everybody at home was resting and relaxing, coaches' stomachs are churning. You only have to have it happen once or twice in your life, and you remember it forever. If you were ever up, 20 or 19, and you lose a game, and of course, it happened to us just last week. We were down 19, and we ended up winning overtime. Mm-hmm. So that game's never over until it's over. And but I did with about 2 or 3 minutes to go. As I said to my staff, I don't think I can even blow this game. I think we can win this one right now. So it was good.
Coach, senior night, Saturday, Jordan Morgan, 5-year career here at Michigan. You could really see in the aftermath of the game how much reverence his teammates have for him. As a leader, as the elder statesman of this team, just a few words about your senior that's going to go out on senior day.
This is going to be a hard one. This is in the category of what we had last year with the guys, the walk, so the Kunes and Josh and Matt and all those guys last year, that Corey Person, these guys, Blake, they all graduated. So then you get Zach and Stu the year before. I mean, this is right in line with all those type of goodbyes. Foundation guys that came in to just try to get us to walk before we could run, and just get the guys we knew would buy into individual development. They were going to be good students in the classroom. They were going to be low maintenance guys, and he has been. I mean, when his numbers come out at the end with rebounds, games won, everything, it's been a remarkable achievement of perseverance, because he's had a couple big injuries along the line in his freshman year, and then of course last year. But the whole time while getting a master's in engineering, it's incredible. So his story is one I'll always remember. And as he's gone through these things and guys went pro and he just kept plugging along, I said, you got an engineering degree, Jordan. In 50 or 60 years, you're going to still have that engineering degree. You got a pretty bright future. Just embrace this year, do the best you can. He certainly has.
You know who else has a pretty bright future? We talk about the celebration that we thought, even if it was momentary, that might be going on in the Beilein household. Got to be a little. Come on, Coach, you got to be a little happier, a little jump up and down, jump for joy type of presence when it comes to Pat Beilein getting to the 20-win mark.
Yeah. You know what? He played a team. They lost at home and put him. He could have been a 3 seed, changed him to a 5 seed. So we had a home game against Urbana. They were 0-25 in a home game, and they won at the buzzer virtually. Yeah, they beat him twice, and so now he is at 20 wins, and he's in the. I think he's a 5 seed in the tournament in Charleston, West Virginia. So he's into it now. I when he was playing an 0-25 team, I said, "God bless you, man. That's going to be the longest day of your life waiting for that game." And they did eke out a win, but that will haunt him forever as well. That will haunt those games haunt you. But I'm really proud of him. I got a great, very blessed to with all the 4 children and Kathleen. We've been nomads the whole time of coaching and trying moving the family around. And boy, they're really proud of all my children and the family we have.
All right, well, Coach, thanks a lot for your time this morning. One of these days, we're going to see you let it all hang out. You're going to jump up and down. You're going to yell. You're going to shout, and we're going to be there to see it, man. So we're looking forward to that.
All right. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Ira.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Michigan head basketball coach John Beilein.
Sam, that'll be maybe a Jerry World in, say, a few weeks. That's when I think he'll dance for that one.
Okay.
I think he would dance for that one.
Okay. Yeah.
We've seen him cut down a net before. We saw him cut down a net in Dallas. He was just cutting that one down.
So that's what it'll take to cut down the big net?
I think cutting down the biggest net of all, I think you would get him to do a little dance.
Okay. There you have it.
I think B.A., LaValle, and Jeff could get him to do a dance. His players can get him to do a dance if they win that one.
Hey, how you doing this morning? It's like, dude, you just won the Big Ten championship. You say you still got work to do. 9 o'clock on a Thursday. When we come back on the other side, we're going to be joined by the MGO Blog Roundtable, so stay tuned for that here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA Ann Arbor, a Cumulus.